Of high school championship games. We're down to our last two. Excitement building inside Ford Field for the Division V final between Hudsonville Unity Christian and the Raiders of Portland. Welcome inside Ford Field, everyone, along with Lions quarterback Jake Rudock. I'm Dan Dickerson. And Jake, this is a matchup, our 7th championship game of the weekend between two teams without a lot of championship game experience. Portland won in 2012. Hudsonville Unity Christian is here in the finals for the very first time. And for head coach Craig Tippie and his staff, Jake, this is the culmination of 16 years of hard work since they began building a program in 2003.
Absolutely. And in 2003, it didn't start so great. They didn't have a single win that year. But every year, they're slowly doing a great job of getting a couple wins here, a couple wins there, and finally, about midway through, breaking the barrier and having more wins than losses. And then now, in the last, 3 years, they have won 10 games in 2 of those 3 years, and they're obviously on the right track.
They didn't even make the playoffs last year. They fell behind 21-0 early in their first game this year. Craig Tippie didn't even know what he had this year. He said, I didn't think I had a championship team, but they are here in the finals. Portland did win in 2012, as we mentioned, and they've got a young man in their secondary today who really is playing for somebody very special. And for more on that, we go down to our Brooke Fletcher.
Yeah, Mitchell Malik is going to be playing for more than just a state championship today. He's going to be playing for his father, who was diagnosed with MS. Now, his dad actually went to Portland High School and played on the football team many years ago. Now, it's been a tough year for Mitchell and his family, but they said he's been in great spirits. He hasn't complained. He's been working hard, and the community and the whole team has been backing him and encouraging him to this point today. Now, his dad, although he has that diagnosis, that's not going to stop him from coming here and cheering on his son to hopefully a state championship. Dan?
And he'll be wearing his varsity jacket today in support of his son. It's a good matchup. Two teams that love to run the football, and they are very evenly matched. The Division V state championship game, the kickoff, is coming up next. And welcome back inside Ford Field. Dan Dickerson and Jake Rudock. It's the Division V state championship game between Hudsonville Unity Christian and Portland, the undefeated Raiders of Portland, a perfect 13-0. Only 2 losses for the Crusaders, and they've had an impressive playoff run. The head coaches today, John Navarro in his 20th season as Portland's head coach, 4 straight 10-win seasons. He won a title here in 2012, and across the way, Craig Tippie, the guy we talked about in the open, who built a program from scratch. There was no program in Hudsonville Unity Christian, so to get that record over 500, Jake, after those 0-8, 0-9, 1-8 teams early on, that's an accomplishment.
Big accomplishment. It's really tough getting a new program up and going, and then really getting the players and everybody to buy into what he's trying to teach them, what he's trying to do on offense, on defense, throughout the entire game plan, allowing those guys to really just come in there and play and not worry, are we doing the right thing? Just trusting in coach's preparation, allowing them to go out there and play, and now they're in the state championship.
Jacob Ullman will kick off. Hudsonville Unity won the toss. They will defer to the second half. Jacob Veal, Gavin McGregor deep. It will be Gavin McGregor inside his own 10 across the 20. Good blocking, and he gets it all the way out to the 30-yard line. Raiders with good field position to start. Hayden Large on the tackle for Unity Christian. Owen Russell is the quarterback for the Portland Raiders. John Navarro's thoughts on his quarterback, a junior.
Always doing a great job for us this year. He's just managing the game well, and he's making some big plays down the field, and just doing a very good job of handling things for us.
These will be 2 very similar offenses today. The number of pass plays that we will see in this game, Jake, might number total under a dozen.
Absolutely. Both these teams want to run the ball. That's their game plan. That's how they've been able to win games. That's how they control the clock. So it'll be interesting to see how the dynamic works and who's able to capitalize on those games when they may not get the ball as much.
So you see a wing tee offense, straight tee. Basically, it's often a full house backfield, and it relies on a lot of misdirection and precision by the quarterbacks.
Absolutely. The quarterback has to understand where the fake's going, what they're trying to do, and he's kind of like a magician back there, moving his hands back and forth with all these different plays.
The handoff this time is left side to Owen Guilford. Owen Guilford is intriguing. He's a senior. Missed some games with a torn meniscus. Has played a lot of defense, but when he got moved to the offensive side of the ball, a lot of blocking involved when you're back in this offense. Owen Guilford lifted this offense, according to his head coach, John Navarra, and he had his first 13 carries of the year last weekend in the semifinals and gained over 100 yards. 3rd and 6. Portland in their first possession of the game. Back to throw Russell. Quick toss right side. He had the first down, but the ball dropped by the intended target. Patrick, one of his sure-handed receivers, just couldn't hang on.
I really like the call here, 3rd down. Show them, hey, we will throw the ball. And they had plenty of space on the outside. Unfortunately, just couldn't haul it in.
That ball tipped at the line of scrimmage. You could see it. Great replay there by our crew. Still obviously a catchable ball. Patrick will punt the ball away. Averages almost 31 yards on every punt. Isaac Tisla, the quarterback, on the return, and he's going to be hauled down. Good coverage by the Raiders of Portland. Take a look, one more look at that last pass play. You can see the tip. It looked like the end for Hudsonville Unity Christian. Jacob Ullman or Caleb Hybor. Looked like he got his hand on it. So now the Crusaders take over for the first time. Isaac Tislau just returned that punt, is their quarterback. The give is to Max Bukema. You're going to hear his name a lot. It's an offense that features 3 different backs, all with 800 yards or more. Tislau's a junior. Not going to throw the ball a whole lot. Really, these coaches want their quarterbacks in this system to be good game managers and be very precise. Aleki Obande on the carry. Jacob Heckling on the stop. It'll be the rare pass. Tislau's only thrown 51 times in 13 games this season. 5 of those passes were intercepted, so you would guess it is head coach Craig Tibby probably a little bit nervous about putting the ball up too many times. 3rd and long, you're still usually going to be running the ball. Tislau under center. They give right up the middle and right to the first down marker, but short is Max Bukema, and it'll be 4th and short at midfield. Unity Christian go for it early and take the gamble early. Fourth and 1 at their own 49-yard line. Tislau, the quarterback, is also the punter. So we've seen this more than a few times in these championship games. Sometimes they get under center and then back up. Here, it looks like they're going for it. Full house backfield. Tislau, they give right side. First down and just enough. The Crusaders of Hudsonville Unity Christian behind Max Bukema. Get the first down. Mitchell Malik comes up to make the stop. One of the key defenders for Portland.
They're just trying to lead play out to the right side, but also with this straight T offensive backfield, you'll see the 3 running backs line up in a line. It makes it difficult for teams to understand where they're going. Not dissimilar from a wing T offense. Very similar.
Tislau on the keeper. So what are the main differences when you have a full house, a straight T versus a wing T?
Straight T is what we're seeing here is the 3 guys lined up there. The wing T is they put guys on the wings, which is just outside of the tackle box. And those guys can run underneath and get traps when they pull a guard or something to that effect. And a lot of times there's a lot of misdirection for both of them. So they both stem from the same thing. The big difference is those 2 backs that you see here would actually be up on the end of the line of scrimmage.
Into the open field, Hayden Large. They tackled the wrong guy, and Large takes it to the house. And Hudsonville Unity Christian with the early lead. 44-yard touchdown run for the junior Hayden Large.
Here's the misdirection we see again, and what they do is they give the dive as their quarterback keeps reversing out. Everyone thinks it's going wide right, but the ball's already 5 yards down the field, and just a great job by Hayden Large finishing that runoff.
It was great penetration. I thought Buchema had it, and there was Large in the open field, and that's what you will see. This can be a big play offense because of all that misdirection.
Absolutely, big play offense, no doubt. I mean, you look at their rushing stats from the year.
2-point conversion will come up short. Maleki Obande about a yard, tackled about a yard short. So the early strike from Hudsonville Unity Christian. Great ball handling by Tesla. The fake to Buchema. 6-0 early for the Crusaders of Unity Christian. Another look at that touchdown play, Jake. For the defense, I mean, it's almost impossible sometimes to follow the ball.
Absolutely. Hayden Large gets it and covers it up. You actually can't see it from the angle there. And with all that misdirection and the fact that that straight tee, all those guys are in a three-point stance low behind the lineman, you cannot see the ball. So they're going to try to just tackle anybody that they can and anybody they think might have the ball, and that might be their best chance here.
Great look from Skycam on the replay. Low line drive kick. And that will be fielded by McGregor, and he's going to hand it off to Jacob Veal, who can be very dangerous, skipping along the sidelines and then knocked out of bounds shy of the 30-yard line. When Jacob Veal gets his hands on the ball on kickoff returns, he's averaged almost 40 yards a return. So second possession for the Portland Raiders after Hudsonville Unity Christian with the big strike. We saw Russell try to put it up on third down. He, too, has not thrown the ball very much. Again, these are running offenses. Portland has over 3,000 yards on the ground this year, just 500 in the air. But Russell does have a good arm. Veal, Myers in the backfield. The give will be short sweep, far side. Veal, nowhere to go. Caleb Hybor. The defensive ends are just critical for the Hudson Crusaders, and Hybor and Buchema are going to be two guys to watch. Number 83 on the tackle there. Take a look at the backs and receivers for Portland. Veal, Myers are the two biggies. Patrick is one of the favorite targets for quarterback Owen Russell if he does indeed decide to throw the ball. That front line that you saw, Davids, Hickling, Coster, Savage, and Klein, those are 5 seniors. It's rare to have a group returning all 5 seniors. An experienced offensive line. This ball is picked off by Austin Scudeman. Scudeman picks it off, and Hudsonville Unity Christian is deep in Portland territory.
Going back to something Portland doesn't do very often, throw the ball. Now, they get good space here, so we got time to throw it, but the problem is it's 3 deep, 4 under defenders, and that's where Scudeman comes in and is able to sit in that zone and just read the quarterback. All his eyes are on the quarterback, so he can go left, he can go right. Wherever that quarterback's looking, that's where Scudeman's going to go.
29-yard line. Quick toss, right side. Little running room for Hayden Large with the big touchdown run. Skycam brought to you by Baker College today. What a view it gives us game in and game out in these high school championship games. This is our 7th championship game in 2 days. One more game coming up, and we think it's going to be a doozy coming up tonight. Muskegon against Detroit Martin Luther King. Unity Christian with the early 6-0 lead here in the Division 5 finals. Two teams that love to run the ball, and so far, the only time that Portland has put it up, it's been an incompletion and an interception. Whistle blows before the play starts as flags fly.
Prior to the snap, false start against the offense. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Let's take a look at the Hudsonville Unity Christian offensive line. It's an experienced line. Their head coach, Craig Tibby, says it's not a very big line, but they've done a really good job this year. But one thing that he does always worry about, the size of his offensive line. It's on the small side, he feels, for Division 5. Hybor is a big target. TJ Vancouvering is a big piece offensively and defensively for Unity Christian. Back to throw. Deep down the middle. Caught. Touchdown. T.J. Vancouvering, and Hudsonville on a 31-yard strike takes a 2-touchdown lead.
Doing something again that they don't do often, but using the run to their advantage. Portland's in a cover 4, and where's the weakness? Right down the middle of the field, and just a great ball. Easy pitch and catch.
2-point conversion, keeping it untouched into the end zone. Isaac Tisla. And Hudsonville Unity Christian, 2 big plays. Great block from Hayden Large to free him. A 44-yard touchdown run, a 31-yard touchdown strike to a wide-open T.J. Vancouvering. Hudsonville Unity Christian with a big lead.
Worker and loves to come to the rink every day.
Stream live Red Wings hockey with the Fox Sports app, presented by Miller Lite.
One more look at a perfectly executed play. Jake, you were talking about the cover 4. Talk about the weaknesses.
Yeah, the weakness here is you got 4 deep defenders, and the run actually sucks up the 2 corners on the outside. So what happens here is you got 2 guys releasing right down the middle, and this safety right here, he can't be right. He has to pick one or the other, and he picks wrong.
And what a pass. I know he was wide open, but almost overthrew him. What a great reach for T.J. Vancouvering. His head coach, Craig Tibby, says it's just one of the finest players he's had. It's just a guy who does everything on both sides of the ball. He couldn't say enough good things about T.J. Vancouvering. Only had 9 catches all year because they don't throw it much. You couldn't draw it up much nicer than that. And the throw couldn't have been much better from Tisla. So 2 big plays and a 14-0 lead for Hudsonville Unity Christian. Again, Veal and McGregor back deep. Remember, they tried to reverse last time. Ullman with the kickoff. A ground ball, and they will fake the reverse this time. Veal will keep, but Hudsonville Unity Christian, they are not buying any of the fakes. They are not worried at all by the trickery or attempted trickery by Portland. Portland will start deep in their own territory. Let's take it back down to the sidelines again. Brooke?
Yeah, T.J. Vancouvering with that big touchdown just a few minutes ago. And I talked to Coach Tibby earlier this week, and he said he has actually really stepped up this year and stepped up into the leadership role as well. He's a heck of an athlete, actually very good at basketball as well. He didn't really want to embrace the leadership role at first, but as the season went on and as the team kept winning, he really stepped up, and he's really somebody that a lot of these guys look up to.
Those two-way players, you have so much admiration for the effort and the workload they have when they play both ways. He's one of those two-way players. There are several. Not much room on the right side for Jacob Veal. Caleb Highbor again. Those defensive ends are key for the Hudsonville Crusaders defense. Yukima, Highbor, and really their head coach, Craig Tibby, says we don't ask them to do a whole lot. We just want them to play assignment football, let the other guys come in and make the big play. Second and long. 2 pass attempts for Owen Russell, an incompletion and an interception. Short toss right side, and nice job coming up off a knee to make the catch was Hunter Hoppus. Let's take a look at the Hudsonville Unity Christian defense. We talked about the ends and their importance. Ullman and Cunnin in the middle there on that defensive line. Nick Tibby is the coach's son, part of that very talented linebacking crew. Scheidemann, Vancouvering, and Large. So you can see already there's 4 two-way players in those front 2 groups. Wiswiri, Sorensen, Tesla in the defensive backfield. 14-0 early lead for Unity Christian. They have stunned this undefeated Portland team. With 2 big plays, one on the ground, one in the air. Very little room there up the middle. Tibby in on the stop. We'll call it a gain of 1, setting up 2nd and 9. Interesting that both these running teams, Jake, early on showing the willingness, if the defense is giving them something, to take the ball and put it in the air.
Absolutely. I think that's something they just really want the other team's defense coordinator to kind of think about and just understand, hey, if you load the box, that's fine. We will throw it. And they're making it very obvious early that both teams are not afraid to throw it, even though that's really not their MO.
Very good work so far up front for the Hudsonville defense. 2nd and long. They give, and again, it's just tough going up the middle right now. Very little running room. A gain of 3 maybe for Jacob Veal. Veal was a transfer from Ionia in between seasons. He was a wide receiver at Ionia. Now he's been shifted to the featured back in this offense, but his head coach, John Navarro, said it took time for him to learn, you got to block in this offense. And he said once he really got the hang of it, he has been a force offensively. Deep down the middle, and again, looked like the receiver, Veal, cut his route off a little bit. The throw was too far and almost intercepted. Isaac Tesla on the coverage, that deep safety. And Portland will have to punt it away. They're having a tough time moving the chains right now.
Yeah, just a quick 3-step drop. Quick game is what you're seeing here. But the underneath defenders all have their eyes on the quarterback. Schumann, who had the pick earlier, had his eyes still at the quarterback, so he's actually able to allow Tesla to make a play and jump on that.
4th and 5. Blake Patrick will punt it away. And a return opportunity for Unity Christian. Reversing field and cutting it up to the 40. Noah Wiswari kept the legs going. Decent return. Gets the ball up almost to the 40-yard line. MHSAA football presented to you by Baker College. A full weekend of championship games here at Ford Field. 2 terrific games already earlier today. The Clarkston game against Chippewa Valley going down to the final seconds. Clarkston goes for 2 in the Division I state championship game and does not get it. And Chippewa Valley comes away with a thrilling, we were watching the end of it, a thrilling 31-30 win. So now the Raiders defense, a little pressure on them to come up with a big stop right here after giving up 2 big plays. And it is a very good Raiders defense. They're only giving up 8 points a game. As you pointed out earlier when we were chatting, Jake, 5 shutouts this year. This is a Raiders team that has given up very few points. You give up 8 points a game over 13 games. That's great game-to-game consistency.
Definitely doing something right on defense.
Keeper this time by Tesla. Little bit of running room. Gets it across the 45. Gain of 3. We take a look at Portland's starting defense. One guy to keep an eye on up front is their nose tackle, Dylan Arthur. He is a big guy, number 58, 6'2", 300 pounds. And his head coach, John Navarro, says he is very athletic, very tough to block. He's going to be a key man on that front line for Portland. Look at the secondary. Gavin McGregor. Malik is a key member of that secondary, and the linebacker include Guilford and Werner. Keeper again to Slog. Gets a couple of downfield blocks, and he is downfield across the 40 of the Raiders before being driven out of bounds near the 35-yard line. Terrific blocking by that Unity Christian front line. 19-yard gain.
Now keep an eye here on the pulling guard here, Dalton Medema. He comes all the way around and lays a great block to give Tesla the edge there and get a big gain. Pulling guard.
Boy, Medema got down that line, went around one of his own blockers to throw another block downfield. That's terrific.
He thought he was the running back the way he was running there, finding the hole and doing a great job leading up.
He really did. Remember, it's a relatively undersized line, but experience, and we saw that experience right there. The downfield blocking is so important in the system, isn't it?
Absolutely. You got to be able to get to that second, third level, especially if Portland's going to put more guys in the box, knowing that Hudsonville Union Christian is going to keep it pretty tight back there. why not? They're going to add more people, and if you can get great blocks like that by your guards, coming out all the way around and using that speed, maybe undersized, but has maybe a little bit more speed than some of the bigger guys, and just able to spring a nice run.
I mean, you look at the size on Miedema right there, 5'9", 180. Back to throw to Slot. Has a good arm down the field, and he just overthrew his intended target. T.J. Vancouvering, almost another big play for Hudsonville.
Almost a carbon copy of the same play they did before, except this time they twist release Vancouvering, so he went to the corner instead of going right down the middle of the field. And definitely Tesla's thinking, I want to get to that guy. He's a pretty special player.
For a guy who doesn't throw the ball a whole lot, that's a good arm and an accurate arm. Craig Tibby saying, you know, he probably wants to throw the ball a whole lot more, and I don't blame him. 3rd and 5. Quick toss, left side. Good coverage defensively. Hayden Large didn't have much running room. Cade Simon leading the charge defensively for Portland, setting up 4th and a couple, and this right about 4-down territory for most high schools. You're not going to punt it here, and very few high schools have a kicker that can hit one from usually beyond 40 yards, at least not in Division 5. 1 of 1 on 4th down today for Unity Christian. Full house backfield. Tesla gives it off up the middle, and banging his way, Max Bukema gets the first down across the 25 before Griffin Summers meets him and brings him down a gain of 5 on 4th down.
We're going to see a nice hole open up right here on the right side there, and just led through there by Nick Hunholz. Really a nice job.
Running game, that means the clock runs, and that was a quick first quarter. We have reached the end of the first quarter. Hudsonville Unity Christian impressively with 2 big plays has taken a 2-touchdown lead. The second quarter of the Division 5 finals is coming up next. Hudsonville Unity Christian driving again already with a 14-point lead. That young man, Malachi Obandi, whenever a coach says, I think a guy's due for a big game, that's somebody to keep an eye on. He's on the sidelines right now, but can be a breakaway back. Big hole left side for the featured back, Max Bukema. And he right now is having a big day along with Hayden Large. Right to the first down marker, and they're going to mark him just shy of the first down, outside the 13-yard line. That was a big hole left side.
Absolutely, and they're going to continue to run the ball. In that first quarter, they had 13 runs for 101 yards. They're averaging 7.8 yards on the ground. Now, they have had their big pass plays, but 7.8 yard average, let's keep that going.
Give left side. Good hard running by Jackson Bush, the junior. Doesn't get many carries. A gain of 4 and a first down, setting up 1st and goal just inside the 10. Hudsonville Unity Christian outgained Portland in that first quarter, 132 yards to 12. Veal checks back into the game, or Bukema checks back into the game. Full house backfield for quarterback Isaac Tisla. He's going to fake it, keep it, has downfield blocks, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Unity Christian. 9-yard touchdown run for the junior Isaac Tisla.
Keep an eye here on left guard right there. Hunholz coming out and leading again. Once again, there's guards inside that box are doing a great job. Pulling, great timing with the entire play. And Tesla just, hey, let me follow that big guy and let me just waltz in the end zone.
They may not be big, but they are quick and they are executing their blocks downfield, aren't they?
Yeah, I gotta feel like they're doing some running back drills, right? I mean, they are running great.
Fake, Tesla looking to throw for the two-point conversion deep in the end zone and just overthrew Caleb Hybor, who was open, but that's a difficult throw as Tesla was rolling to his right.
Another look here. Let's see Hoonhorst. Let's watch how he pulls out, and he's going to come through and just lead up for Tesla. Let's let it go here. Comes around, just keeps going, looking for work, finds it. And all he's got to do is get a good body on him, get a good presence. And he's hurling guys, jumping the end zone. They're having fun out there, man.
I like how when he pulls, he's looking. He doesn't block too early. I mean, he's looking. I'm not needed here. I'm going to keep going out, further out, and take this guy instead. It was impressive.
And I think that's what Coach Tibby's been talking about, is trusting how they're going to run this offense, trusting and kind of buying into the program, understanding, hey, you can keep going. You don't have to worry. Trust that the guys on the backside did their job, and you do yours, and they're having success here, up 20 points to nothing.
We showed you Obandi, number 13, on the sidelines. We wanted to talk about him because that was exactly what he was talking about with Obandi. He said, here's a young man with all the talent in the world, but he's got to learn to trust. You're going to hit that hole. It may not look like it's there, but trust your blockers and see if they're going to open it. Short kick near the sidelines, and that'll be caught, and then falling out of bounds is Gavin McGregor. Let's take it down to the sidelines. Brooke Fletcher.
Yeah, guys, if you look on the Portland sidelines, you see Cade Parmalee, who actually broke his collarbone against Lansing Catholic earlier this season. Now, he's had a tough season on the field, but tough off the field as well. His mom has been in and out of the hospital. She's been very sick, and he actually has an older brother with a disability where he has to help him get up and down the stairs. But as you can imagine, with that broken collarbone, he's been having some trouble. So he's been depending on his team, his coaches, the community, and they've really been helping him out. Now, Coach Navarro told me he's supposed to be maybe dressing out the second half of this game, but he's in that sling, as you can see, so we're going to have to see if he gets some playing time here.
They wanted so badly, as Trevor Latimer carries for a solid 7-yard gain on first down. They wanted so badly to, Jake, get him in for at least a play. Obviously a non-contact play, but just so he could put the pads on, a play where they're maybe just going to take a knee so that he can say he got on the field for a championship game. Imagine a senior, he was a big part of this team, and your senior season, you break your collarbone and he can't play in this game.
So special to be able to just get to this point, but also to be able to actually go in there, and that'd be great if they could make that happen.
Something we will watch, and it would be great to see it happen. Good defense here by Hudsonville Unity Christian. The running is hard for Jacob Veal, but head coach really wanted to. John Navarro really wanted to highlight that young man, and you always remember there's the human side to the equation, and he's had a very tough year away from the field, and he hopes that something good can happen today for him. Heck, just reaching the championship game, I think, has meant a lot to that young man. 3rd and 2 for the Portland Raiders. This is a big possession for them because Hudsonville Unity Christian at the moment looks unstoppable offensively. Give up the middle, and there is nothing there. Wow. Blake Myers stops. White at the line. No gain at all. Setting up 4th down. Look at the Baker College sky cam.
Here we see Unity Christian. Their defensive line gets off the ball, but the Portland offensive line cannot get enough pushback. They got too many white hats there and not enough of the red pushing through.
Scheidemann, Vancouvering, leading the charge there, forcing a punt for the Raiders. Blake Patrick back to punt. A bit of an end-over-end kick. That will be caught by the quarterback. Tesla. He's got some running room right side. Almost spun out of a tackle, but he gets to the 50-yard line. And Hudsonville Unity Christian already with a big lead gets the ball with good field position when we come back. Our game summary brought to you by Hungry Howie's. We take a look at that impressive blocking by Hudsonville Unity Christian.
You see here, wherever they want to go, if they want to go inside, they're doing a good job of getting the forced defenders on the outside away. And then when they try to go outside, they're doing a good job with their pulling guards actually coming around the corner to seal that end off. And because they don't have to seal the end, because the other guys are doing such a good job, they can get big plays. And that's really helping them right here.
Every time I see that handoff, and I've seen it now 10 times to Hayden Large, I still am looking at Bukema, the guy that he faked to.
There's no wonder why they do it then.
Still don't think Hayden Large got the handoff. So, with a 20-point lead, Unity Christian has the ball at midfield. And the Raiders need a stop, and they stop Malachi Ovandi, Hunter Holman leading a host of tacklers.
And Unity Christian keeps getting really good field position. They start on their own 40, then their own 40, 50. The worst field position they had was on their own 40.
Yeah.
They just keep getting it around midfield or even into Portland territory, and that's helping them with these short fields. They're able to get down the field a little bit easier. And on the opposite end, Portland, unfortunately, has had long fields to go with.
2nd and long. Running right side, Max Bukema, and he's going to pick up about 4 to the 45-yard line. Let's take a look at where these schools are from. You've got Hudsonville Unity Christian over in the Grand Rapids area, just west of Grand Rapids, between Grand Rapids and Howland, and then Portland in the Lansing area, just west of Lansing on the way to Grand Rapids. Terrific season for both these schools. Hudsonville Unity Christian lost a couple of times to 2 very good Zeeland teams, Zeeland East and Zeeland West. And Portland undefeated this year, coming off a big win over Marine City in the semifinals. Tesla on the keeper, big hole right side, into the open field and gone. He's going to take it to the end zone. Touchdown Unity Christian. Nick Hohenhorst and Max Bukema with big blocks to free their quarterback for a 45-yard touchdown run.
Dan, did you know where that one was going?
I actually had it.
All that misdirection in the backfield. Tesla's doing a great job keeping the ball nice and tight, turning his back to the defense. They have no idea where the ball is. And then he just scoots around the right side and just goes. And then Bukema, who's had a big run, also doing a great job blocking there on the right side. And everyone's kind of doing their part in this offense, blocking, running, whatever's called. They're very selfless and just going down the field, doing whatever the play's called and doing it to the best of their ability.
Craig Tibby says for all the offensive contributions of Bukema, his blocking is what the coaches appreciate most, and you could see why right there. Going for 2 again, up by 4 touchdowns now. The give is right side to Bukema, and he takes it in for the 2-point conversion. Hudsonville Unity Christian is rolling right now. Wow. Unstoppable offense against one of the better defenses in the entire state. Isaac Tesla with a long touchdown run. 4-touchdown lead for Hudsonville Unity Christian. IBEW Local 58 brings you the road to the finals. We look at the Crusaders of Hudsonville Unity Christian. That was a big win over Grand Rapids West Catholic to start their playoff run. And then their head coach, Craig Tibby, says Saginaw Swan Valley beat us up last week. And he said, we were fortunate to come away with a hard-fought 14-7 win. On the other side, Portland, a very impressive run, tough win over Lansing Catholic, and then relatively easy wins to get to the finals over Frankenmuth and Marine City. But they are stunned right now by the effectiveness of Hudsonville Unity Christian. That kick is going to go into the end zone, an automatic touchback for Portland. They will take over at their own 20-yard line. Hey, fans, help us decide who wins the Football Week in Michigan photo contest presented by Kroger. $2,500 in cash on the line. Head over to foxsportsdetroit.com to see the top 10 finalists and tweet to vote for your favorite photo once a day. The voting period ends tomorrow. This is not an offense, Jake, that is designed to come from behind, and you just don't picture Portland getting away from what they do best. They probably have to throw the ball a little bit, but that's not what they like to do.
Yeah, and Unity Christian's going to keep playing this cover 3. They're going to give up these short completions here.
Blake Patrick on the reception and the first down. Portland just needs to start feeling good about something in their game right now. Their offense has been stalled, and the defense right now is not able to stop Hudsonville Unity Christian. That 13-yard gain is actually more yards than they had in the entire first quarter.
And that's just what they need. They need a get that first down. And sometimes it's a struggle in the drive to get that first down. And once you get it, you can start rolling, start getting going.
When Russell throws, he has been very efficient. The give right side here. Wow. Nowhere to go for Jacob Veal. A swarming defense by the Crusaders of Hudsonville Unity Christian, led by T.J. Vancouver, and a loss of 4.
T.J. Vancouver in here comes right off the edge and just sets it real quick. And all he's got to do is get Jacob Veal in a bad spot, and it just becomes one-on-one, and Vancouver wins that matchup.
Right now, the defensive line for Hudsonville is just is dominating that line. There's just nowhere for these backs to go. Portland is not used to that. They put the ball up in the air again. Nice pass, and oh, man. That was 6 for Jacob Veal, who was behind the Hudsonville Unity Christian defense, and he could not hang on. Oh, man.
Both the linebackers get sucked up by the play action. It's a good ball. He just, man, that's heartbreaking.
That's a tough one. He would have gone. He's got good speed. I think he would have taken it. He was easily behind the secondary. So instead of 6, it's 3rd and long. Back to throw Russell. Out into the flat, and it's going to be very close to a first down. Blake Myers out of the backfield, fights his way right to the sticks. He is very close. Looks like an inch or 2 short after a gain of 13 on what was 3rd and 14. And you would think they've just got to go for it right here. I don't think they're going to give them the first down. Now they're going to measure. They're looking right down the line. Good toss by Russell. So as a quarterback, Jake, how hard is it when, I mean, you just made a perfect pass for 6, they got dropped. How hard is it? We're all human. How hard is it to just say, okay, all right, it happens, let's get to the next play?
Yeah, sometimes that's where the short memory comes in. You got to just, unfortunately, you understand you missed a big play opportunity, but you just got to kind of calm yourself back down. And also, you don't want to get on the guy because you're going to need him later.
That's right.
So you need to keep the confidence up, but it always stings a little bit. But I think it helps to try to pretend it never happened.
You have to, right?
You'll feel a little bit better after the fact.
You see the measurement, inches short. Raiders of Portland have to go for it right here, down 28.
I expect them to go with a quick dive or something. That's what they've been able to do to get a couple yards there. And with inches, I expect just a quick dive straight downhill.
Russell's got some size to him. I wouldn't be surprised to see a sneak here. And yeah, he just good push up front. Easily gets the first down. Russell's 6'4", 200 pounds. We're talking about his efficiency throwing the ball. They don't throw much, obviously. Only 62 attempts going into the semifinals, but 8 touchdowns on his 62 attempts. 8 touchdown passes. So they picked the right time to throw. They just, this is a running team. Big plays all day for Hudsonville Unity Christian. This is the first time that the Raiders have moved the ball. Again, Russell over the middle and over the outstretched arm of Jacob Veal. Bonde and Tibby on the coverage in the defensive backfield for the Crusaders of Hudsonville. 2nd and 10 from their own 45-yard line. Owen Russell is a junior. He rotated with another quarterback on this roster. John Navarro said he rotated quarterbacks for most of the year before Owen Russell, who is more of a pocket passer, which is kind of interesting in a wing T offense. Russell finally winning the job in week 8. Big hole up the middle for the first time, really. And a big gain on 2nd and 10, 9 yards for Blake Myers.
Quick dive and great patience there. Absolute great patience by Blake Myers, allowing the blockers to kind of get their spots and kind of shimmy their butts back so that way he can run off of them. And just really good job kind of almost Le'Veon Bell-like, if I may, that he's just kind of slow and understanding. I need to wait just a split second and then
that's what you were talking about earlier. That ability to just trust that your blockers are going to make their blocks and free you up. 0 for 4 on third downs today. Give is right side, and getting to the edge is Veal, and he's across the 35-yard line. Good speed for Jacob Veal, getting to the edge. Isaac Tisla, who plays safety as well as quarterback, makes the stop, but only after a gain of 13.
Yeah, just the lead play outside, and Jacob Veal really just uses his speed. He has so much room to the field with the hashes in high school being a lot wider than the NFL ones you see out there. There's a lot of space that they can go horizontally. And Jacob Veal utilizes that and understands that and uses his speed to get outside.
Raiders badly in need of a score, down 28, moving the ball for the first time today. Owen Guilford, his second carry of the day. Decent pickup on first down. We'll call it a gain of 5, setting up 2nd and 5. The Raiders averaged 30 points a game coming into this game. Again, it was all about their defense. Solid offense, but a defense that only allowed 8 points a game over 13 games. 10th play of the drive. Up the middle, Myers. Tough go. Not much room. Hayden Large brings him down, well shy of the first down marker, setting up 3rd and 3.
You know, man, I can't help but think this is exactly what Portland wants to be doing now. This is getting back into what they've been doing all year. They're able to run the ball methodically, get it down the field, get positive plays back to back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and manageable, 3rd and about 3 or 4, which is much more manageable than where they were earlier.
Patrick to the wide side. Hunter Holman to the near side, split wide. Russell fakes, then gives, and getting to the edge to the first down marker is Trevor Latimer, the senior, very close. And that is a first down. Gain of 4.
More misdirection, and then just great leg drive here at the end to run through those arm tackles, and that's exactly what you need in this offense. Guys who can, you know, maybe the guy's only partially blocked, but able to just run through it and keep your legs moving. That's a huge, huge run there.
2 wideouts to the near side. Savanda and Holman. Nowhere up the middle, so Myers tries to bounce it outside, but all they did is get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on first down. So they're running some clock. TJ Vancouvering, Malachi Obandi in on the stop. Even though they're running the clock, this is, like you said, this is what they want to do, and obviously the clock is their enemy right now, but just to get a good feeling going into halftime is going to be big for Portland. Their defense certainly is capable of making the adjustment to stop Unity Christian based on their track record coming in. 2nd and 10. Russell puts a man in motion, back to throw. Quick toss right side, intercepted off the hands of his intended receiver. Tisla with the interception. Threw it a little bit behind his man, and Tisla was there for the tip.
Yeah, they send the back in motion to come across, trying to out-leverage the defense and throw a double slant pattern. And it's a good idea. It's a good concept. Just unfortunately, they couldn't haul it in there. Tight coverage, very tight coverage, though.
Do you think he was intending Blake Patrick, who touched it, or do you think he was trying to throw it for the guy behind him, Hunter Holman?
I'm not in his head, so I can't really tell you. I mean, sometimes it's tough, and you know that's where in the pass game you need great separation, you need great alignment, great spacing, great timing, and sometimes when your spacing's off, it makes that defense get a lot tighter and a lot tougher.
Give up the middle to Hayden Large. There's nothing there. Coming up at halftime, we're going to spotlight former NFL and Michigan defensive tackle Mike Martin and what he's doing. A lot of good things that he is doing in his life right now. We'll hear from both head coaches. And we will also take a look at highlights from the first half. Doesn't look like Mike Martin has let himself go.
No, I know Mike very well, and
Holy smokes.
He's still drinking his protein shakes. Don't worry.
2nd and long. Well, that's a real crusher for Portland after a long drive, Jake. They were moving the ball well, consistently well. A score would have done them a world of good, down 28. And instead, the turnover. Now, it looks like they go into halftime trailing by 28. Tesla on the keeper will pick up a first down across the 20. Mitchell Malik wraps him up and brings him down, but not until after Tesla moves the chains. He's had a very good first half running this offense. With a couple of terrific throws. 6 carries for 90 yards for Tesla. Not a big running threat, really, coming in 500 yards over the course of a season. Solid runner, but he's had a big day today. First down with the clock just outside of a minute to go in the first half. Tesla goes back to throw. He's going to pull it down. Great decision. Flag flies behind him. He'll get it all the way to the 35, a gain of almost 15. But that flag was thrown in the backfield. This one is likely coming back. That was a great move by Tesla under heavy pressure. Scrapped the idea of throwing the ball downfield and outran 3 defenders who were right on him.
Yeah, sometimes the problem with that when you drop back in the pocket is those offensive line, they're trying to create the pocket, as we say, which you want to have good width.
Against the offense. Half the distance to the goal remains first down.
Going to have good width, good depth in the pocket. And these offensive linemen are expecting Tesla to be right there.
So the 15-yard gain is wiped out by the penalty. Now back inside their own 10. Give to Bukema. Very little inside for him. I want to see if Unity Christian might use a timeout right here and force, or Portland might call a timeout right here to force Unity Christian to punt the ball away from deep in their own territory, but apparently they will not. The clock is going to run down, and with one more play, barring a stoppage, will run out here in the first half. Unity Christian's offense has been unstoppable, led by that young man, Isaac Tesla. And again, he's just a junior. Making all the right decisions and a couple of really nice passes. Give that time up the middle, and there is no running room at all for Hayden Large, who had the big run early, and that will be the end of the first half. Portland Raiders came in undefeated, but it has been all Hudsonville Unity Christian in the first half, and they gave Portland a few different looks too, Jake.
Absolutely. They keep doing a great job of all that misdirection in the backfield. And then also throwing the ball a little bit more. And both teams have kind of tried to establish that because you know your opponent. You study them all week. You understand they're going to do that.
Take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. That running game, that's Hayden Large. Nobody there when he got the carry up the middle. Great faking by Tesla and Bukema.
And then Tesla putting it in so deep, putting it so deep in that pocket that it's so difficult for defenders to know where it is. We've gotten fooled a couple times. I'm sure the defense is.
Great downfield blocking. Tesla waiting for those blocks to develop and ran right behind them. Big touchdown run. Let's take it down to Brooke Fletcher, who is with Hudsonville Unity Christian head coach Craig Tibby.
Coach, you told me earlier this week that a lot of people didn't think you'd make it this far, but by the performance this first half, it looks like you guys are right where you need to be. Everything seems to be clicking. What do you have to say about the performance?
Well, so good so far, right? I guess we got a whole nother half to play. We let up a little bit there at the end of the half, and I hope our guys aren't too gassed. I think they realize how big this is, and they'll come back strong. But if we don't keep playing hard, this is a good team. They'll come back on us.
What do you got to say to your players in order for them to not get complacent?
Remind them. We were in this situation a couple weeks ago. We were down like this, same type of score, and we were able to come back and win that one. So hopefully we don't let it happen to us.
All right, thanks so much, Coach. Good luck. Dan, back to you.
Like any good coach, always worried no matter the size of the lead, but a nearly flawless first half for Hudsonville Unity Christian. 4-touchdown lead, and they did it every which way with great defense, too. 28-0 Unity at halftime. Back inside Ford Field, halftime of the Division V state championship game. Impressive performance by Hudsonville Unity Christian with a 28-0 halftime lead. Well, growing up with people telling him it was too hard or never going to happen, former University of Michigan standout NFL defensive tackle Mike Martin had to have a chip on his shoulder. Now he's sharing his knowledge and experience with the next generation at the Legacy Center in Brighton.
Go, go, go. Low. Bend it, bend it, bend it. Bend it, bend it, bend it. There you go. Nice, nice. It's good, man. It's good.
My name's Mike Martin. I am a Detroiter, born and raised. Always loved the game of football. Always was instilled with, hard work. From being a kid all the way to now, football has been a part of my life, and it's taught me a lot of lessons, and now I'm able to still be a part of the game of football and coach, but in a different way, and it's something that I love to do. My ability to be able to give back and pay it forward to the community that helped me become who I am and really nurtured me to the man that I am, to be able to give back to that is a dream. And I make it a conscious effort because I owe it to the kids that are, that I'm around, to make sure that they're successful and they can see someone that, they look up to that is just like them. I was just like them when they were a kid. I remember when pro athletes came and spoke to me, and I remembered every single word they said. I hung on every single word, and it meant a lot to me. I've always had to have a chip on my shoulder. I became who I am because I was always told I wouldn't be able to do it. But I always said, I want to prove these people wrong, and it made me who I am. It was something that I took personally. Like, you said I can't do it? Great. Use it as fuel. And I let kids know, if it's you being an artist, a musician, an actor, a doctor, a lawyer, whatever that thing is that people say is maybe too tough, or maybe try for something that's a little safer that you know you can get, put that to the side. Focus your vision on what you want to achieve, and it can be done. One of my favorite quotes is from Bo Schembechler, and he said, every day you either get better or you get worse. You never stay the same. And that resonated with me to this day. So you always have the mentality of, how am I gonna get better today? I'm gonna pick one thing. I'm not gonna scale Mount Everest today, but I'm gonna lay one brick. I'm gonna lay one brick, lay it perfect, and tomorrow I'm gonna lay another brick perfect. For me, it's in coaching, it's in being able to mentor people. The Legacy Center provides me the ability to work with kids that want to come and be better at football. But by the time we end up being done with those kids, I've talked to them about what are they doing in class, what do they want to, if they want to go to college, what do they want to study in college. Since I've been through all of that, I can give them every little piece of advice I can to help them and to mold it themselves and put their own spin on what their life's going to look like. I wake up every morning with the thought of gratitude. Every day I say, how can I impact someone today? And working with the kids allows me to do that. And how can I, in doing that, it's getting me towards my goal of, when I'm dead and gone, what are people gonna say about me? What are they gonna say about Mike Martin? So in my mind, I'm like, am I doing the right things today and tomorrow and beyond for when I'm gone from this earth? Am I gonna hear what I wanna hear? And it might sound crazy, but that's how I live my life. It's like, am I gonna be proud of what I did today and tomorrow when I'm gone? So working with kids, helping people, those are all things that give me so much fulfillment that when I lay my head down at night, I said, I did a good job. I did the best I could. And tomorrow I'm gonna do it again. And it's just day after day, you stack them up and you look back and you're proud of what you did.
Mike Martin will be the coach of one team. Greg Jones, a former Spartan linebacker, will be the head coach of the other, the Legacy High School Senior All-Star Game. And you can see that game tomorrow at 12:30 on Fox Sports Detroit. Halftime of the Division 5 state championship game. Hudsonville Unity Christian owned the first half. We'll take a look at some of the highlights next. Back inside Ford Field, Unity Christian, the Crusaders, very impressive. We want to look at first half highlights. Jake, the highlights were all on one side of the equation. Hudsonville Unity Christian really was incredible. That offense, very, very efficient.
And that's all based on their big plays. I think they have 3 of the 4 touchdowns are 30-plus plays, big plays. And they're doing it on the ground and in the air, which is something we didn't expect. We didn't expect them to have all these big plays throwing the ball downfield, but that's exactly what they're doing. They're finding ways to get it done.
St. Joseph Mercy Healthcare System highlights, and again, all on Hudson Unity Christian side.
Yeah, you got big plays, Hayden Large there on a nice run. And then they're going to do a little misdirection, get a nice pass play to one of their big guys they like to get to, TJ Vancouver. And then after that, it's Isaac Tesla running the ball very well, which is not something that is MO, but he's been able to pass it and run it well, doing a great job finding the space and just using his speed to get to the end zone.
Great blocking downfield on each of those 2 touchdowns, and it was a very impressive performance. Portland finally got their offense going at the end of the half. But, Jake, we saw it. They still chewed up a lot of clock, did turn the ball over, but it's not an offense that's really built to come from behind. It'll be a big test for them in the second half.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. They took 8 minutes to get down there and unfortunately couldn't even come away with points. And that's where those 2 interceptions really are coming back to bite them. They're losing possessions, and when they're minimal and when they're going to burn a lot of time, it gets ever more precious.
Hudsonville Unity Christian with a big lead at halftime of the Division 5 state championship game. The second half kickoff is coming up right after this. Quick look at our halftime stats. It's all Unity Christian. As you might imagine, the rushing total is pretty impressive. The 31 yards through the air, a perfect touchdown strike. Let's get on to Brooke Fletcher. She had a chance to talk with the Portland head coach, John Navarro.
Coach, it seemed like you guys were struggling to get into a rhythm in this first half. What adjustments did you guys make?
You know, we're going to try to do a couple little different things out of our I formation, and just change up our blocking schemes. They're doing a good job of switching things up on defense, so hopefully the kids will pick up on a couple of the things.
Your quarterback, Owen Russell, seemed to be forced to throw the ball a little bit more, so what was your message to him?
Just keep doing what he's doing. I mean, he made some good decisions in the game, but they're a really good football team, and they got us in a bad situation right now. They're beating us up on both fronts.
All right, thank you so much, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Dan, back to you.
All right, Brooke, thank you. Hudsonville Unity Christian with the big lead will get the kickoff to start the second half. We'll have the second half of football in the Division 5 championship game after this. Dan Dickerson and Jake Rudock, glad to have you along as we bring you the 7th of our championship games here at Ford Field. 8 championships total, 1 more game to go at 7:30 tonight. Muskegon against Detroit Martin Luther King. We're certainly looking forward to that one. We're looking at the Portland Raiders right there, and there is number 16. We told you about him earlier in the game. Cade Parmalee with a broken collarbone, was in a sling, you remember, in the first half. And now he's got the pads on. The seniors had just a tough go off the field and away from the field, and perhaps he's going to get a moment where he gets on the field. Obviously, they're just going to keep him away from any contact. He's not ready to play, but for him to get on the field, even if it's for one play, Jake, is going to mean the world to Cade Parmalee. Hudsonville Unity Christian with a big lead will get the ball to start the second half, and it's an onside kick to start the second half, and Hudsonville Unity Christian was ready for it. It was TJ Vancouvering, not fooled by the onside kick.
Tried a little trick him here, just basically still in the huddle, and it was a good kick, but TJ Vancouver did a great job just getting it, securing it, and protecting himself.
So great field position for Hudsonville Unity Christian to start the second half. Big play offense in the first half. A couple of touchdown runs for their quarterback, Isaac Tesla. Long run for Hayden Large, 44 yards and a 31-yard touchdown strike to TJ Vancouver. A perfectly thrown ball by Tesla.
can't see Unity Christian really changing their game plan here, especially with what Coach Tibby said going into half, that he's still worried. He still wants them to play well.
Felt like his crew eased up a little bit. There's Malachi Obande. Strong run on first down. His head coach, Craig Tibby, felt like he's just due for a breakout game. He's only a sophomore, but it certainly seems like somebody who gained almost 900 yards this year to keep an eye on in the years ahead. He's got 2 more years at Hudsonville Unity Christian. Number 13, Malachi Obande. He's going to get the ball again, follow his blockers. That's trusting your blockers right there. What a push up front. Left side of that line, Troy Cunnan, Nick Hoonhorst, Connor Youts. They just pushed the Raiders back.
Looked like a very similar play to the one before, and just now the one before was close to breaking all the way there. So I think they're just going to keep going back to the well there and keep letting them run the way they are and letting that offensive line get that nice push forward, which you control the trenches, you control the game.
Credit to the right guard pulling that time, Isaiah Hune. Also strong push to help his back, Malachi Obande. Again up the middle, this time Hayden Large. Not much there for him. We'll call it a gain of 3 on first down. But you're right, Jake. It just doesn't seem like there's any need to go away from an offense that the Raiders really couldn't stop at any time in the first half.
Absolutely. They didn't punt the ball. They didn't punt the ball. They were able to get 2 turnovers that allowed the Unity Christian offense to get back on the field. So they've had ample opportunity to get the ball and go down the field. And why change it? Don't try to fix it if it's not broken.
Full house backfield for Tisla. Obande again, and this time smothered, just trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. Good defensive work up front. Jacob Hickling leading the charge along with linebacker Grant Werner. Play called by head coach Craig Tibby, who sends his quarterback Isaac Tisla out 2 for 4 on third downs for Hudsonville Unity Christian. A 28-point lead to start the second half. The onside kick failed. They started at midfield on this drive. Tisla will keep, waits for a couple of blocks. Vancouver throws 1 block, but good pursuit to the edge by the Raiders defense. Portland pushes him out of bounds, well shy of the first down marker. Gavin McGregor over there to make the play for the Raiders. And because they've not been stopped all day, and this really you're not going to punt from here or kick a field goal. This is 4-down territory. The Crusaders of Hudsonville Unity Christian will go for it here on 4th down and 3. 2 of 2 on 4th downs today. Up the middle, and the Raiders defense is ready for Hayden Large. And a lift for Portland on the first drive of the second half. Carson Fruin among many, stuffing the run that time for Portland.
Big stop for Portland. That's what they needed. They needed to find a way to stop Unity Christian and get this ball back, because they've got to get it back, go down and score. With the way their offense works, they need the ball and they need to get it and hopefully not take too much time off the clock in these next 2 quarters.
Yeah, the one drive they had was an 11-play drive before they turned it over, but it took up ate up a lot of the clock, and they really, at this point, can't afford that. But again, this is an offense designed to run the football. Give up the middle, not much there. Veal tripped up. He had a big year. Senior transfer from Ionia, gained over 1,600 yards and 24 touchdowns. Been really tough on the ground today for the most part. As you pointed out, Jake, both offenses ran 26 plays in the first half. One team had over 200 yards, the other not even 90. Second down. 7 to go. Raiders at their own 35. Russell to throw. Open man left side, and he bounced the throw. David Sabanda, the intended target. Russell's got a good arm, but just couldn't get it to Sabanda that time. Got Got a couple of big targets. Blake Patrick is his favorite. Savanda's a 6'3" wide receiver for the Portland Raiders. 3rd and long.
You got to think they're in 4-down territory here, so they're going to try to at least get 5 yards. Right? They want to at least make that potential 4th down opportunity, maybe 3-4 yards.
3rd and 7. The fake. Russell back under pressure. Deep down the middle has a man. Perfect throw. David Savanda takes it inside the 40 of Hudsonville Unity Christian before Noah Wisweri brings him down a gain of 29. Take a look at our Baker College Sky Cam.
Here we go. Portland using their misdirection they've been doing and able to keep the linebackers at that 2nd level low. And that's why they did the fake. If they didn't do the fake, the linebackers might have just dropped back into coverage, getting in the lane to throw that in route coming from the right side. But because of all that misdirection, because Uni Christian knows, hey, they have 2 downs here, they're able to get those linebackers to suck up.
Movement on the right side of the line by Hunter Klein. And that will back Portland up 5. Good strong throw by Owen Russell.
False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay. 1st down.
First and 15. Savanda brings the play in from the sidelines, and you would think, even if they may not want to, the Raiders still are going to put the ball up in the air quite a bit until they can put some points on the board and try to make this a game. Counting down to 8 minutes in the 3rd quarter. 20 minutes left in the game. Down 28. Jacob Veal, the senior, just not much there. Hayden Large with the stop. John Navarro said he was so impressed with that young man, Jacob Veal. He said, I knew he was fast, but he's not big. He's 5'10", 160, but he's tough. He's really impressed with his power and the number of times he's just run right through tacklers. Says it really surprised me. And that's why he's gained over 1,600 yards this year. Hunter Holman split wide to the right. That's the top side of your screen. Blake Patrick to the near side. Russell back to throw. He's looking for Patrick, and that ball is intercepted by Tesla. 2nd interception of the day. He's got some blockers. Ball pops loose and recovered by Hudsonville Unity Christian. Ball a little bit underthrown, and Tesla, the quarterback, defensively now with 2 interceptions.
Simple vertical route here on the outside to your left. But Uni Christian's playing cover 2, so they got that corner in the low spot, and then Tesla has that entire half of the field. So he's able to just get over there and read the quarterback, and he's 2nd pick, right? So he's doing a great job.
Lead for Unity Christian. Let's take a look at their hometown of Hudsonville. Founded over 150 years ago. Named after Homer Hudson. I always wondered who Hudsonville was named after. Notable alums include Laura Ivor and Nicole Thierry. They make great ice cream over there too. I know that.
That they do. That they do.
What a day for that young man, Isaac Tesla. He's run for 90. He's thrown a 31-yard touchdown pass, a perfect throw to T.J. Vancouvering, and also 2 interceptions. As he plays both ways and does it very well. Large with very little on 1st down. They've contained Hayden Large after that one carry where he fooled everybody. Well, certainly fooled me anyway, and scored from 44 yards out. He really has been kept under wraps since then. And Hudsonville has been able to move the ball pretty much at will. The Raiders did a good job on their last possession. stopping the Crusaders for the first time. Tesla on the keeper. Really does a nice job to actually get to the edge and make something positive out of very little. Gavin McGregor, Owen Guilford giving chase.
Here's Tesla's day, coming back with just making really good passes, and not something they major in, but they're doing majorly well right now and able to do it in the air and on the ground too. And he just keeps making all these plays offensively and defensively. He's just around the ball. Great job high point in there. It's 1-on-1 and trying to get turnovers. High point the ball as a defensive back. Great job elevating and catching at the side of the sport.
He wanted to take it the distance on that interception return, didn't he? Long toss here. Vancouvering with the catch. Perfectly thrown ball to T.J. Vancouvering. Second time today those two have connected. A gain of 25.
Great trust of Vancouvering. Just saying, you know what? I trust my guy. He's got height advantage there, so just gave him a really good throw and just a great job playing the ball over his shoulder. That's something that you're always trying to teach guys, is use their body. So Vancouvering uses his body to keep the defender on his back so he can't touch the ball. And that was just a great job, great technique.
You can't do any better on the coverage, can you, than Griffin Summers?
No, he was right there.
He draped on his back practically. Malachi Obandi, nothing on first down, but T.J. Vancouvering, perfect size for a tight end, 6'4", 210. Great two-way player for Hudsonville Unity Christian. Tesla's not asked to throw the ball a whole lot, but he's been very accurate. He almost hooked up one more time with T.J. Vancouvering in the first half. Quick toss here, left side to Hayden Large. Makes one man miss. Good gain on first down as he picks up 7 yards. Hunter Holman knocked him down. Raiders of Portland unbeaten coming into this game, had one solid drive in the first half, and that's really been it for them. They have not been able to stop Hudsonville other than the last drive, their first drive of the second half. The quarterback sneak here on 3rd and 3 gets them close to the first down marker, but just shy. Setting up 4th and just not even a yard. Given the push we just saw right there, I wouldn't be surprised to see the same thing for Isaac Tesla. No need to overthink this after that good push.
Absolutely, and they've had repeat calls, and they're definitely not afraid to go back to something that just worked the play before.
That line giving away quite a bit of poundage against the Raiders, and they're still opening up big holes for Max Buikema. Touchdown, Unity Christian. 28-yard touchdown run and a 5-touchdown lead. Buikema's just been banging away inside most of the day and finally got free for a big gain. It's been a big play offense today for Hudsonville Unity Christian. Ullman on for the extra point, and he splits the uprights. 35-point lead for Hudsonville Unity Christian. Their first trip to the state finals, and they're playing a nearly flawless game. Great blocking up front, and Buikema finds the end zone. Next, Buikema, the senior. Big touchdown run. And now it's a 35-point lead. First trip to the finals for the Crusaders of Hudsonville Unity Christian. And they are enjoying every bit of it here in the Division 5 state championship game. Veal and Latimer deep. This time for the Raiders, Ullman's kickoff. Knocked down by Latimer. They always want to get the ball in the hands of Veal. And he's got open room down the sidelines, and you can see why. He runs away from Unity Christian, goes the distance, touchdown Raiders. On every kickoff, they've tried to get the ball into the hands of Jacob Veal. And this time, he showed us why. They've covered this kick every time, Jake.
Yeah, it looks like they might have over-pursued a little bit. I think what kind of helped set that up is they reversed it. Sometimes they didn't reverse it, but they kept that same, two deep guys able to potentially reverse or not. And I think able to do both of that kind of got Uni Christian a little off balance, so they went hard for the fake, and unfortunately it didn't work out for him. But great return by Jacob Veal there, just going up the sideline and using all that speed. Makes 1-2 guys miss, and then he's just off to the races.
There was nobody within 15 yards by the time he got to the end zone. 91-yard kickoff return. Third time today we have seen here in the state championship finals, 3 different games, a kickoff return of 90 yards plus. So a good feeling for Portland. They finally get on the board. Another big play backs kickoff returner Jacob Veal. As we mentioned, he's been averaging almost 40 yards a return on his kickoff returns this year. Hudsonville Unity Christian looking for an onside kick again. That's Tate Jawinkowski, the kicker for Portland. Only deep man is Malachi Obande for Hudsonville Unity Christian. And he will watch this one sail over his head. Jawinkowski, that's quite a leg, deep into the end zone. We told you about Hudsonville. Let's look at the city of Portland. Small town west of Lansing, between Lansing and Grand Rapids. A former notable alum of Portland, Andrew Click, a minor league pitcher, as was Tanner Allison and Jake Silas, a former CFL player. You remember him from the CFL? Founded almost 200 years ago. Raiders are on the board for the first time today. Need a stop. Bondi on the carry, not much there. That was Jackson Bush. Let's go down to the field and Brooke Fletcher. Brooke?
Yeah, guys, before that kickoff return by Jacob Veal, it was dead over here on the Portland sidelines. You could almost hear a pin drop. But after that, you started to see a little bit more life in these players. And you have Jade Davids running up and down the sidelines, getting the players pumped and the crowd pumped. Maybe there's a little bit more life on this team, you guys.
Never hurts to score. It's just a different feel. Even though you're getting blown out, Jake, a score, you're in the championship game, you're going to come away with a better feeling no matter what happens. Dylan Arthur on the tackle, Max Buchanan, not much there.
Big third down stop here. Let's see if Portland can get off the field and get their offense the ball and see if they can go down and start to make this a little more interesting.
And that's all you're trying to do now, chip away a little bit and see what you can do.
Absolutely. Not think about, hey, we need to score however many points, but hey, let's just try to have a good play here and have a good drive, and let's get in the end zone, and then after that we'll reevaluate. We'll see what we have to do from there.
3rd and 6 for Hudsonville. Tesla on the keeper, and good pursuit again. The Raiders defense does the job. They're going to force the first punt of the day. Werner, Jacob Hickling in on the stop that time. Tesla is the punter. And he does something that we have not seen very often, but I think there's something to it. It's the rugby style punt. Now, I've not seen him punt, but that would suggest that he is going to kick the ball end over end. And oftentimes, that means the other team is not going to try to return it. That's a little different look, and it's going to be a fair catch to the 36. That's a good leg there, isn't it? Blake Patrick on the fair catch. Well, the message is getting through to everybody. Multi-sport athletes get injured less. Multi-sport athletes become better in their primary sport in the long run. And even though it's not why we play our games, multi-sport athletes now getting recruited more than specialized athletes. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. So the Raiders down 28 after the big touchdown run for Jacob Veal. They've only had one sustained drive today, and that ended in a turnover after a tip pass. Quick toss here. You always want the ball in the hands of this young man. Veal on the carry. TJ Vancouvering, Max Bukema in on the stop. Good gain on first down, but again, this is not an offense built for quick strikes, but they're trying to hurry up as much as they can as the play comes in from the sidelines. Second and 4, just across their own 37-yard line. Veal is in motion. Give is up the middle. Whoa! Banging his way. Blake Myers just lowered his head and gained an extra 5 yards. Heavy contact with Isaac Tesla, gain of 11.
Blake Myers just doing a great job kind of feeling his way out there and then just getting lower than the low man. Low man wins in this game. Here's the hit.
Oh, man. You hate to see your quarterback take a hit like that.
But you love when your fullback delivers a hit like that.
Tesla, of course, the quarterback on the other side of the ball, he just took a blow.
Prior to the snap, false start against the offense. It's 5-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
One more look at that run by Myers. Tesla is okay. 40-pound difference, and the advantage goes to Tesla. Not that time. Myers is listed at 5'6", 140. The guy who just delivered the blow. Veal waits for a block. Steps out of one tackle. That's a good run on 1st and 15. He ends up gaining 8 yards on first down. Waited for the block to develop. And got something where it didn't look like there was much at all. Mason Odenhall in on the tackle that time for Hudsonville Unity Christian. Portland trying to hurry up as much as possible. A score by the end of this quarter, you would think, is imperative just to make things interesting. Back to throw. Quick toss. Veal gets the first down. Across the 35. TJ Vancouvering on the coverage along with Abande. Well, they move the chains again.
Jacob Veal catches the quick shoot route, and they have all their guys on offense inside the box. So what that does is makes the defense come inside the box, so it allowed that little horizontal passing game to kind of open up there.
Veal in motion right. Give Myers, and nothing there. Mason Odenhall leading the charge defensively. Troy Cunnin at the bottom of that pile for Hudsonville Unity Christian. And that will be the end of the third quarter. Portland get on the board on the big kickoff return from Jacob Veal, but Unity Christian maintains their 28-point lead as we go to the fourth quarter of the Division V state championship game here at Ford Field. Menards brings you the big money moment. Turnover is a big part of the story today, Jake.
Absolutely, and it all comes on interceptions in the pass game, something that Portland doesn't do very much, but the way they're playing their zone, all the eyes are on the quarterback. So this Unity Christian defense is able to see the quarterback, see when he's throwing it, and able to really accelerate on the ball and go for it, just like as if they were a receiver themselves.
This is how we got here. 35-7 lead for Unity Christian. They had the big edge on the ground, and those turnovers you see, the starting field position has been big as well. Quick toss over the middle, complete inside the 15 now. Driving his legs, Trevor Latimer. Only his 4th catch of the season. It's a gain of 20 yards. I like that, just a little quick drop, and he can find his receivers. It's just been tough to find those open receivers of that defense that he's been looking at all day from Hudsonville Unity Christian.
It's been tough sledding through the air, but they kind of have to do that now. Being the score is what it is.
Veal dancing his way inside, looking for a little bit of running room. Max Bukema brings him down after a gain of 4. Clock ticking. The Raiders trying to add to the touchdown they scored. They're down 35-0. Second down, right at the 9-yard line. We'll call it 2nd and 5. Myers running right side, and just a little bit of running room. Shy of the first down, Mason Odenhall brings him down. Setting up 3rd and 2. Play comes in from the sideline. Owen Russell gets the play from Hunter Holman. You would think, given their strengths, they keep it on the ground. 3rd and 2. Raiders fans from Portland below us urging their team to get on the board for a second time today. The give is left side, fighting his way. Trevor Latimer, ball comes loose. Still loose. Raiders recover, but what looked like it was going to be close to a first down instead turns into a huge loss and a 4th and 13. Oh, I thought Latimer had the first down. Following his blocks, he did have the first down and more.
I think he did, but I think Vancouver got that out of there. Being the second man to the ball, you always talk strip. If the guy's there, try to strip, punch the ball out, club it out, whatever you can. And it's a tough 4th down there for him.
Time called by Hudsonville Unity Christian. Raiders getting ready for a long 4th down play, and they're going to come over and talk it over. Hudsonville Unity Christian counting down to 9 minutes away from their first ever state championship. They lead by 28. Raiders getting ready for 4th and 15, and Hudsonville Unity Christian didn't like what they were seeing, and Craig Tibby quickly called timeout. So 4th and 15. Russell fakes, rolls under heavy pressure, flips it, but he will not be able to get enough on that throw. And Hudsonville Unity Christian will take over on downs. And that's a big blow. But credit to that Crusaders defense, heavy pressure.
Absolutely, they were coming right from the snap. They knew they had to throw the ball, so they're going to give a high rush on the outside, which is what your pass rushers do, right? They try to pick a point in the back of the pocket and go for it. Good play call, getting Owen Russell out of the pocket, knowing that, but unfortunately he wasn't able to get a clean throw off.
First and 10, give to Max Bukema. Well, Jake, this is one heck of a performance. You looked at these two teams. It looked very evenly matched. Portland undefeated. They'd been here before. Hudsonville Unity Christian had not. And Hudsonville Unity Christian looks like the team that very comfortable playing in their first ever state championship game.
Absolutely. Looks as if they've been here, the last couple of years. They've just kind of just keep rolling, and that's the biggest thing here. They're playing really confident. They're playing confident offensively and defensively, getting these turnovers.
We mentioned in the open those early teams that went 0-9 and 1-8, and Craig Tibby says, you know, on this weekend where we give thanks, he said, I'm thankful for the coaches that I have, all the group effort that has built the program from scratch. There was no program until he took over in 2003, and especially appreciative of those guys who have come back after playing on those early teams that hardly won at all and have been a part of this coaching staff. It's a big deal to him, and he couldn't give enough praise and thanks to his coaching staff and the job they have done with these kids this year. It's been a special season, and they are right now 8 minutes away from a first ever championship. I showed you in the open. It's worth showing again the progression. That's not a whole lot of winning in those early seasons. And then right around 2007, you look at the 2007 to about 2012, 6-4, 7-3 seasons over and over, finally reaching the postseason, and now a couple of 10-win seasons in the last 3 years. There are only 2 losses this year to 2 very good Zeeland teams, Zeeland East and Zeeland West. A punt here for just the second time today. That will be down without a return. Blake Patrick with a good punt. Raiders will get the ball back with 7.5 to go. Trailing by 28. The offense would like to get at least into the end zone to feel a little bit better about this game. Their only touchdown so far has been on a 91-yard kickoff return. 7.5 to go in the Division 5 state championship game. (35-7) lead with 7.5 to go. Hudsonville Unity Christian trying for their first ever state title. We were talking about Craig Tibby. We look at him right there, building this program from scratch in 2003. And he says, of all the years he talks about, when he talks about his staff and some of the memorable years, he said, we ended up talking about those early years a lot.
We reflect a lot. We look back and we talk about some of those early games, and we're like, holy cow. You know, we were playing East Grand Rapids and Lowell back then, and we were just starting our program, teaching kids how to put on pads, and we've come so far.
You know you come far when you start and you remember that you're teaching kids to put on pads the correct way. That's starting from scratch. Raiders with the ball. Give up the middle, a little bit of running room on first down for Noah Wiswary, one of his first carries of the day. Second down, gain of 3 on first down for Wiswary. All the credit to the Hudsonville Unity Christian defense. They just have not been able to, or they have not let the Raiders get any rhythm, any flow in their offense all day long. Pass here intended for David Savanda, just off his hands and out of bounds. Pretty good throw from Owen Russell. That'll set up 3rd and 7. 42-yard line for the Raiders. Hudsonville Unity Christian had big plays in the first half right away, jumped out to a 14-0 lead. A big touchdown pass from Isaac Tislott, TJ Vancouvering, and a big touchdown run early for Hayden Large. They jumped out early, and the game has very much been firmly in their control throughout the evening. Russell tosses left side in and out of the hands. He's had a few drop today. That's the sure-handed receiver Blake Patrick, who's not able to bring it in. Noah Wiswary there on the coverage to knock it away, setting up 4th down.
Good job by Wiswary, playing in cover 2, so he's out there in that flat. But the problem is, the way the offensive set was, there's no number 2 receiver. There's nobody in the alley of the field. So it was where he was free to roam and just immediately dive down on that quick under wrap.
Fourth down, 6 to go. Deep down the middle and overthrown, looking for his favorite target out of the backfield, Jacob Veal. And the Raiders of Portland will turn the ball over on downs. Hudsonville gets it back with a 28-point lead. Take a look from the sky cam.
Keep playing that cover two. It's working well. And this is the weakness, right in the middle of the field. That's right where you got to go for it. But the problem is just a little too far out of reach, and a good job by the underneath defense. The linebackers running through the middle, understanding that's where they had to go. That's where the weakness was.
So Unity Christian takes over at the Portland 42-yard line. 28-0 halftime lead. Well, it's interesting, we were hearing from Craig Tibby about those early years. It was also interesting to hear, because you hear this from coaches all the time about how each season, no matter what you did last year and how many guys you maybe do or don't have returning, how each season is going to be different. The way that the players and the pieces fit together are different. Sometimes you know you've got a good team that can get to the finals. Sometimes you have no idea. Craig Tibby knows he's built a good program, but he said, we lost a lot of guys from last year. We're a little bit inexperienced at our skill positions. And he said, we were down 21-0 after the first quarter of our first game. And I'm looking at my fellow coaches. We're all looking at each other like, this could be a rough year. I mean, he really didn't know. And he said, if you told me at that time we were going to make it to the state championship game, he said, I really would not have believed it. He said, we were just trying to survive. Well, they came back and won that game 38-31. And he said, the way those kids responded, 21-0 after the first quarter, he said that really kind of helped launch what came after that. But it really is interesting when you talk to these coaches, no matter what has happened in the past, every year is different, and sometimes you just don't know.
Even you got everybody coming back, right? You don't know how it's going to look. You don't know how the rest of your conference or the rest of your league's going to look. Right. You just don't know.
That one key guy maybe is missing from last year. You only graduate one or two guys, but they were two really key guys because they were the glue, whatever it might be. It's fascinating. Third and long. Tisla and the keeper looking for a downfield block. That's a really nice pursuit. Mitchell Malik on the pursuit. And that'll set a fourth, and we'll call it 5 from the 37-yard line. Tisla getting the play from his head coach, Craig Tibby. The only coach that Hudsonville Unity Christian has known in their 16 years. And his team has come in here and played a nearly perfect game. 4th and 5. Clock ticking down to 4.5 minutes. Tisla back to throw, throwing off his back foot, and a strong throw for the first down to the coach's son, Nick Tibby. A gain of 13 for the first down.
Tough, real tough throw with pressure in his face. Doing a great job of finding a way to get the ball. Just he knows it's 4th down. And then just delivers a really good ball and puts it on the inside shoulder of Nick Tibby there, away from the defender. So just throwing off the back foot, put it in a great location. I mean,
heck of a play.
Is anyone having a better day?
Tisla has done a little bit of everything. He's done it all very well, playing both ways. Give up the middle of Bonde, breaks out of a tackle, but dragged down. Touchdown saving tackle in the end by Mitch Malik, but Malachi Obande gains 21, almost took it to the end zone.
Straight downhill, but they also have the misdirection outside that Tisla keeps running. He keeps running outside, so you have to defend against that. But all that does is open Obande up to go right down the middle and shoestring tackle there, or else that would have been 6.
Malik with that tackle. First and goal, though, for Hudsonville Unity Christian, trying to add on with a big lead here in the 4th quarter. They give, and there's very little there on the right side. Mason Odenhall gets his first carry of the day. So a couple of guys we've not seen handle the ball. Nick Tibby with the reception and Odenhall on the carry. 2nd and goal from the 1. Tesla already with a couple of touchdown runs today, the quarterback for Hudsonville Unity Christian. He's going to give it off here. Ooh, the Raiders were ready. They smothered Odenhall that time. So back-to-back carries for Odenhall. He hadn't carried the ball all day, and he loses just over a yard on that carry, setting up 3rd down. Cade Simon leading the charge, a host of tacklers for the Raiders. 3rd and goal, just outside the 2. An impressive ground game with the occasional well-timed pass for Isaac Tesla today, leading this Unity Christian offense. Full house backfield for Isaac Tesla. They give up the middle, and there is no running room at all. Austin Scheidemann on the carry that time. Setting up 4th down. One more championship game here at Ford Field, and we're looking forward to this one. Muskegon against Detroit Martin Luther King, and we are looking forward to that game. It's just regardless of division, it's 2 of the best teams in the state with a whole bunch of talent on both sides of the ball. We can't wait for the game coming up, the Division III championship game at 7:30 tonight. Clock running down to 1:30. 4th down for Isaac Tesla. They give up the middle and into the end zone for Odenhall. And Unity Christian tacks on another touchdown. Mason Odenhall with his 3rd carry of the day and his first touchdown.
Yeah, it seems like they made a concerted effort to get it to Odenhall to let him get that touchdown. Yeah. They went back to him 3 of those 4 plays, and finally they got what they were wanting. They finally got him off tackle and were able to get him vertical into the end zone.
If he has carried the ball this year, we do not have those stats. We have stats on just about everybody, but I think those are some of his first carries of the year. And that's a thrill for a senior to score in the championship game. The extra point is up, and it is good. This time Aaron Noppert with the extra point. So look at his teammates mob him. That's a thrill for him to get the extra point to the uprights in a championship game. What a performance today. There are a lot of big smiles on that far sideline away from us for Hudsonville Unity Christian. And you always love to see it. You can tell that Aaron Noppert is a popular player because his teammates just went crazy for him for the extra point. And the celebration has begun with 1.5 minutes to go. T.J. Vancouver getting a hug from his head coach, Greg Tibby. T.J. Vancouver, a terrific catch early in the game, the 2nd score of the day. He's played very well on both sides of the ball. Great work up front for that Crusaders front line. Not only those 5 linemen, the experienced line, but the tight ends as well. They're called upon a lot to do a lot of blocking in this straight T offense. Kickoff is a low line drive. And again, will they give it to Veal? No, they fake it to Veal this time. They're trying to set up a return down this right sideline. There was a wall of blockers for Trevor Latimer, and that's a nice return out to the 40-yard line. Nick Tibby on the tackle. And one last possession for Portland. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Cade Parmalee is going to be able to get that one play. The young man with a broken collarbone. give up the middle. Not much there. Let's go down to Brooke Fletcher on the sidelines. Brooke.
Yeah, guys, if you see 54 on the field, that is actually Levi Walters. Now, I talked to Coach Craig Tibby earlier this week, and I asked him what impressed his team most about impressed him the most about this team, and he said the selflessness, and that goes into Levi, who actually early enlisted into the Army, was rejected out for the season, and he can reapply again, and it looks like he's back on the field tonight.
Well, Parmalee has gotten into the game. Number 16. You see him right there. The crowd went crazy on the near sideline when he got in for one play. But the final seconds tick off. And the Hudsonville Unity Christian Crusaders are the champions of Division 5 in 2018. First time in the finals. They lost in the semis a couple of years ago, and they looked like they were very comfortable on the big stage. They played a perfect game in beating a very good Portland Raiders team. The handshakes at midfield, and a very happy Craig Tibby. He's built quite a program in Hudsonville, building it from scratch, and all those years of hard work paying off today in the championship game for his team. They executed the game plan, Jake. They really couldn't have played a much better game in every way.
No, they couldn't. The first half, they didn't have a single punt. They got, how many? 3, 4 turnovers. They just did a great job of capitalizing on everything that happened to them. They had about the same number of snaps in the first half, and were able to make the most of it. And that's really what it came down to, is two teams that really want to run the ball. And Unity Christian is just a little better at running the ball today.
Tom Navarre in Portland. His Raiders have a lot to be proud of with their season this year. Hudsonville Unity Christian comes away with the championship. That's it from Ford Field. Hudsonville Unity Christian defeats Portland 42-7. Coming up next, it's the Division III final. Detroit Martin Luther King against Muskegon. For Jake Rudock and Brooke Fletcher, I'm Dan Dickerson. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again shortly.